Brock Page here, random sports picks for fun. Let's dive into some more of the 1 o'clock slate. The Chargers travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. 1 o'clock Eastern start at Everbank Field in the Sunshine State. Jacksonville opened up as the 3.5-point favorites with the total at 41.5. Since the betting opened up, no real surprises here. Most of that early money came pouring in on the Jags to get the job done. We've also seen underbettors move the line here as well. Right now, Jacksonville is -4 against the spread with the total moving downward to an even 41. Currently, the Jags are the $2 favorites to win this one outright. And at the moment, the Chargers are taking just 42% of the current action. Look for the Chargers to be catching between 4 and 5 by the opening kickoff if you're betting sides. Also, keep in mind that this Charger ball club hasn't been a very good covering team. LA's covered just 37% of their games overall, posting a record of just 3 and 5 ATS. The Chargers also against the spread are just 2 and 2 when traveling, 3 and 3 when catching the points, and 2 and 2 at the current total. The Chargers have also really struggled to cover over winning ball clubs, covering just 1 of 4 games against teams over 500. They're going up against a Jacksonville squad who's covered 62% of their games so far on the year. This Jags organization has gone 5 and 3 against the spread overall for the year. The Jaguars against the spread are also 2 and 1 at the current total, and a very impressive 3 and 0 versus teams giving up less than 21 a game. Most recently, this Jacksonville team's won and covered in 3 of their last 4. All said and done, the case for the public money can certainly be made. Now, total-wise, Jacksonville games have been relatively low scoring. Jags contests are 3-1 to the unders in their last 4. They're giving up a stingy 5 points a game in those unders. Meanwhile, very similar story on the other side as Charger games went 3-1 to the unders in their last 4 themselves. They gave up just 12 points per contest in those 3 unders. All in all, the case for underbettors can certainly be made. This could potentially be a game where the books just absolutely decimate the betting public. I think we're going to see a lot more under money come in. And obviously, with the way they've been playing, Jacksonville will most likely be taking the majority of the money by kickoff. I'm not going to go crazy on this game. Obviously, I'm leaning toward the Jags and the defense. Sometimes less is more, though. All that in mind, I'm going to forego a play on the spread and the total in this one. I do like Jacksonville as the $2 favorites. Definitely an expensive price to lay for them to win, but all told, I'm going to lay $2 and take the Jacksonville Jaguars -200, winning this one outright for some moneyline cash. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Cleveland at Detroit. Another weird, questionable bad beat, backdoor over on the total last night with 0 seconds on the clock. Monday Night Football is what I'm talking about. I really do need a bad beat show on my channel. But anyway, the Lions opened up as the 9.5-point favorites in this one with a total at an even 44. Since the Lions came out, we've seen Detroit take all the money in this one. Right now, the Lions are laying 12 points against the spread with the total moving slightly downward to 43.5. Detroit will be the moneyline favorites to win this one outright. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one get up to 14 on the spread. Cleveland's really given the bettors no reason to think they could cover here. On the year, the Cleveland Browns have covered just 25% of their games, going 2 and 8 against the spread overall. The Browns have also covered just 2 of 7 matchups when catching the points. Even worse, this Cleveland ball club is 0 and 4 against the spread in all their road games. In addition to all that, Cleveland against the spread is 0 and 3 as the official road underdog, and 1 and 2 versus teams around 500. Most recently, Cleveland's failed to successfully cover the spread in 3 of their last 4. They're traveling to Ford Field to take on a Lions team who's 4 and 4 against the spread overall and 1 and 1 as the favorite. The Lions have covers over Green Bay, Minnesota, and the Cards, just to name a few. All said and done, the case can clearly be made for Lions bettors, but I don't know how I feel about them laying double digits. It's certainly a lot of points to be giving up, although the Browns give me no reason to think they can keep it within 2 scores. Also, 3 out of Detroit's 4 victories came by an average of 13 points per contest, and that's even with Green Bay scoring in garbage time last night. Actually, it wasn't even garbage time, it was 0 time. But anyway, Let's take a look at the scoring real quick. And when it comes to the totals, Detroit games went 3-1 to the overs in their last 4. They've actually given up a rotund 29 points per contest in those 4. They're going up against a Browns team who's pretty much in the same boat. 2 out of Cleveland's last 3 games have gone over the line themselves. They gave up 33 points per contest in those overs as well. All in all, both defenses are very capable of giving up a few points, and by the look of it, it seems like this Detroit offense can put it over the total themselves. All that in mind, I'm going to forego a play on the winner in this one. 12 points is too much to lay here in my opinion. Remember, Detroit lost 4 of their last 5 before last night's game. And of course, the money line play is going to be entirely too expensive in this spot here. All told though, I'm going to make a very unpopular play on the total. Give me the under 43.5 in this one. Next game, Pittsburgh, Indy. The Steelers opened up the betting as the 9.5 point favorites, and the total at an even 43. Since the lines came out, no real surprises here when it comes to the public taking sides. Pittsburgh's taken the majority of that early sportsbook cash. Right now, the Steelers are laying double digits at -10 against the spread. Totals moved upward to an even 45. Both teams have been pretty good against the numbers so far in the year. I don't think we'll see anything too crazy when it comes to movement on the spread. We'll probably end up somewhere between 10 and 11 points by the opening kickoff. Like I said, though, both teams have been fairly decent when it comes to the number. Pittsburgh against the spread is 5-3 overall, 3-2 when traveling, 4-3 when laying the points. The Steelers have won and covered in their last 3 straight. Meanwhile, on the other side, Indy's covered their last 2 straight themselves. They've also gone 5-4 against the number overall and 3-1 covering at Lucas Oil Stadium. In addition to all that, the Colts against the spread are 4-4 catching points, 2-1 as the official home underdog, and 1-0 in their lone game at the current total. All in all, the case for bettors on either side can certainly be made. If this seems like an easy game to pick for you, I think you're fixing to get took for your bankroll. This is no slam dunk for sure. Now, on the scoring side of things, we've seen a good amount of unders on the Indy side recently. 2 out of Indy's last 4 games have gone under the line. They average just 10 points per contest in those unders. Meanwhile, same song and dance for Steeler games as they've gone 3-1 to the unders themselves. That stingy Steelers D has given up just 14 points a game in their last 3 as well. All said and done, I'm in full disagreement with the betting public when it comes to the total. Having said all that, I'm going to forego a play on the spread in this one. I don't know what type of Steelers team is going to show up Sunday, and obviously the money line price is way too high for them to win it outright for me to take action on it. I am going to make a play on the total, though. All told, I'm favoring the defense in this one. Give me the under 45 in this matchup. Next game, Jets at Tampa Bay. Flip of the lines in this one. I might have caught this one just a little too late. The Jets were getting 1.5. Now they're laying a point. Total open 41, now 40.5. Currently, the Jets are the slight money line favorites to win it. And if you've been betting the Jets this year, you've certainly been cashing in. These guys have been covering machines. They've been great against the number all year round. New York against the spread is a money-making 7-2 overall. They also went 1-0 in their lone game, laying the points. After failing to cover in weeks 1 and 2, this Jets team has successfully covered the spread in their last 7 straight. They're going up against a Bucs team who's been bad in real life and bad for the public bettors. Tampa's covered just 12% of their games, going 1-7 against the spread overall. They've also covered just 1-4 at Raymond James. The Bucs are also 0-4 covering as the official Vegas underdog. After covering their first game of the year against Chicago, this Tampa team has failed to cover their last 7 straight. All said and done, the case for the public money can certainly be made. Now, scoring-wise, we shouldn't expect too much of it. Here's when I become superstitious, though. Ryan Fitzpatrick has, had a real good knack in his career for killing the Jets, whether it's for them or against them. So you have that going for you if you like the Bucs in this one. But total-wise, 2 out of Tampa's last 3 games have gone under the line. They average just 6 points per contest in those 2 unders. They're facing a Jets team, though, that has seen a lot of scoring in their games. Jets games are 3-0 to the overs in their last 3 themselves. All in all, I don't think it's a real wise play for me here to make a play on the total, although I really think the under is going to be taking most of the money. All told, though, I'm foregoing a play on the total and the money line. I do like the New York Jets -1 taking care of business on the road in this one. All right, next and final game for the show, Cincy at Tennessee. The Titans open 3.5, now 5. Total open 40.5, now 40. Currently, the Titans are the $2.30 favorites on the money line. And at the moment, Cincy's taking just 35% of the money. So look for them to catch another half a point or so by kickoff. Cincy bettors will probably see them catching about 6 by the opening whistle, depending on where you're shopping. If you find yourself leaning towards Cincy in this one, I got to give you credit for having a short memory. These guys have been pretty brutal against the spread this year. Cincy's covered just 3 of 8 overall and just 1 of 3 when catching points. The Bengals also covered just 2 of 4 on the road, 1 of 3 as the official road underdog, and just 1 of 3 against winning teams. Most recently, the Bengals failed to successfully cover the spread in their last 3 consecutive games. They got themselves a Titans opponent who's 3-1 against the points at Nissan Stadium. Tennessee against the number is also 4-3 laying the points, 3-1 as the home favorite, and 3-1 versus teams allowing less than 21 a game. Most recently, the Titans covered 2 of their last 3. All in all, the case for Titans bettors can certainly be made. Total-wise, we've seen a good amount of overs in both teams' games. Titans matchups have gone 2-1 to the overs in their last 3. They averaged 30 points a game in those 2 overs. Meanwhile, on the other side, very similar story as 2 of the Bengals' previous 3 went over the line themselves. They gave up 26 points a game on average in those 2 overs as well. Having said all that, though, since he averaged just 10 points a game in 2 of their last 3, Tennessee's also given up just 17 points per contest in their last 3 themselves. All told, I'm foregoing any and all action in this game. Cincinnati is just too unpredictable, and I'd be really surprised to see Tennessee make it 4 straight. You're welcome for the info. Figure this one out on your own. Actually, if you have any ideas, shoot them my way in the comments section, because I don't have any idea about this game. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. Before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I'm not sports. Oh, I can't talk. Another bad English day for Brock. I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page. And have yourself a positive day.